For years, I felt like a prisoner in my own head. I was trapped by this identity I had built, this ego that was completely terrified of what you, and everyone else, thought of me. It was this non-stop machine, running on a desperate need for validation and a crippling fear of judgment. Honestly, it was exhausting. Every conversation was a calculation. Every choice felt like a performance. My own mind was like a noisy courtroom where I was both the prosecutor and the one on trial. And then I found something ancient, something incredibly simple, and something that, at first, scared me more than any judgment: silence. It felt like a void, just emptiness. But I was so tired of the noise in my own head that even a void sounded like a relief. In this video, I want to share how that silence became my secret weapon to dismantle that false self and find a kind of peace and wisdom I never thought was possible. Isn't it wild how our world is constantly screaming for our attention? Notifications, deadlines, opinions, ads, the noise never stops. But the loudest noise, the one that never lets up, usually comes from inside our own heads. That's the voice of the ego. My ego was a master storyteller. It told me I was nothing more than my achievements. It said my worth was measured in likes, promotions, and what other people thought. It would whisper that I had to be smarter, funnier, more successful, always more, just to be okay. This created this constant, low-level anxiety. A feeling that I was an imposter who was about to be found out at any second. This is the main problem with an overactive ego. It builds a false self. It's a mask. And we burn so much energy polishing that mask that we lose track of who we actually are underneath. The ego loves noise, drama, and comparison. It needs constant action to feel real. Without all that chatter, it starts to fade. I realized I was living in a constant state of fight or flight, not from a tiger in the bushes, but from the fear of being judged or failing. My body was paying for it. My mind was a mess. I wasn't actually responding to life. I was just reacting to the stories my ego was telling me about life. And I knew, deep down, this was no way to live. So, I decided to try it. I decided to actually look for silence. Not just turning off the music, but intentionally trying to quiet my mind. My first few attempts were a complete disaster. I'd sit for 5 minutes, determined to find this inner peace everyone talks about. Instead, I found a hurricane. A tidal wave of thoughts I'd been pushing down for years. Insecurities, regrets, anxieties, to-do lists, it was all there, and it was louder than ever. The silence didn't feel peaceful at all, it felt like a confrontation. My ego, without its usual distractions, was just screaming for my attention. It was like that awkward pause in a conversation that you're desperate to fill. This is totally normal, by the way. We're so used to noise that when it's gone, it can feel like a threat. We're afraid to be alone with our own thoughts. But I'd read that this was part of the deal. That initial chaos is just the mind putting up a fight. So I kept going. And slowly, something started to change. It wasn't some huge revelation. It was just a tiny gap. A little bit of space between two thoughts. It was a single moment of pure, quiet awareness. And in that gap, there was peace. That's when I got it. The secret wasn't to fight the noise. It was to just let it be there, to watch it, and to let it pass on its own. And that practice started to reveal some incredible truths. The silence became my teacher. It started showing me things that were buried under all the noise. I want to share 3 of those secrets with you. Secret number 1: you are the sky, not the clouds. This is a classic analogy for a reason. My whole life, I thought I was the clouds, my thoughts, my feelings, my fears. If a dark cloud of anxiety rolled in, I was anxious. If a stormy cloud of anger showed up, I was angry. I was totally at the mercy of my mental weather. Silence taught me to step back. It let me see that I'm not the thoughts. I'm the awareness of the thoughts. I'm the vast, open sky that all the clouds of thought and emotion pass through. Some days are stormy, some are clear, but the sky is always there, unchanged and untouched. This realization is the start of what some people call ego dissolution. It's not about destroying yourself, it's about realizing that the self you've been clinging to so tightly is kind of an illusion. You're letting go of your attachment to that limited, self-centered story. This shift is incredibly freeing. It moves you from constantly reacting to everything to a place of calm observation. Secret number 2: true power is in presence, not performance. My ego always thought power came from doing. From achieving, speaking, and proving how worthy I was. It was a performer, always on stage, looking for applause. Silence showed me a totally different kind of power, the power of just being present. When you're silent and you're truly listening, to others and to yourself, you create this space for real connection. You stop trying to think of the perfect thing to say next, and you're just there. This kind of quiet attention is a powerful way to communicate. It tells people they're respected, heard, and safe. I started noticing this in my relationships. Instead of jumping to fill every pause in a conversation, I just let there be space. And people would often open up more. Instead of trying to fix their problems, I would just listen, and a lot of the time, they'd find the solution themselves. The ego wants to be the hero, the fixer. Your true self knows that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just be a quiet, compassionate witness. Secret number 3: wisdom doesn't shout, it whispers. My ego was always looking for answers on the outside, in books, podcasts, from experts. It wanted a 10-step plan to happiness, a quick fix for everything. Silence taught me that the deepest wisdom I was looking for was already inside me. When you quiet down all the chatter, you can finally hear the subtle voice of your own intuition. And this isn't just philosophy. There's some fascinating science to it. Studies on the effects of silence have found it can help promote cell growth in the hippocampus, a part of the brain tied to memory and learning. It helps the brain switch into its default mode, a state linked to reflection, creativity, and connecting ideas in new ways. The creative ideas, the solutions to problems, that sense of purpose I was so desperate to find, they didn't come from forcing it. They just showed up, gently, in the stillness. They were whispers. The ego wants a dramatic lightning bolt of inspiration. Real wisdom often arrives like a quiet sunrise. If any of this is clicking with you, if you've ever felt trapped by that voice in your head, just take a second to hit that subscribe button. We talk all about these ideas of self-discovery and inner peace on this channel, and I'd love to have you join the conversation. So, how do you actually start? The beautiful thing about this is how simple it is. You don't need special gear or a fancy retreat. Start small. And I mean really small, like 2 to 5 minutes a day. Research has even shown that just 2 minutes of silence can be more relaxing than listening to relaxing music, helping to lower stress hormones like cortisol and reduce blood pressure. Here's a simple way to begin. Find a comfortable place to sit. You don't have to sit like a pretzel, just get comfortable. Set a gentle timer for 5 minutes. Close your eyes and just notice your breath. Don't try to change it or force it. Just feel the sensation of air coming in and going out. Your mind is going to wander. That's not a failure. That's just what minds do. When you notice you're lost in thought, just gently, and without any judgment, bring your attention back to your breath. The whole practice isn't about having a totally empty mind. It's about that gentle act of returning, over and over and over again. That's it. That's the whole practice. Try to do it every day. Some days will feel easy. Some days will feel like a wrestling match. It doesn't matter. Showing up consistently is what builds those new pathways in your brain and slowly turns down the volume on the ego. Deleting the ego isn't like dragging a file to the trash on your computer. It's not a one-and-done thing. The ego is a part of how our minds work. The goal isn't to become an empty shell. The goal is to change your relationship with it. It's about turning down its volume so you can finally hear the music of everything else. For me, life isn't a performance anymore. It's an experience. That frantic need for everyone to like me has been replaced by a quiet confidence. The fear of being judged has softened into a real understanding that pretty much everyone is fighting their own battle with their own ego. I still have anxious thoughts. I still have moments of doubt. The clouds still roll in. But I don't believe I am the clouds anymore. I can watch them come, and I can watch them go, all from the stillness of the sky. This is the freedom that silence gives you. It's not an escape from life. It's a doorway to a deeper, more real way of living it. It lets you connect with the part of you that is already whole, peaceful, and wise. The journey inward doesn't start with some huge, grand gesture. It starts with a single moment of quiet. It starts the moment you give yourself permission to just be silent. Thanks for spending this time with me. What's your relationship with silence like? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this was helpful, subscribe and turn on notifications for more talks on living a more conscious life.